What's up, guys? So yesterday I ran in my first ever race. I've only been running consistently for about 2 months now, and I wanted to do a race, and I did the Litchfield Hills Road Race in Connecticut, which is in Litchfield, the town right next to me. And it's a big race that's been going on now for, I think this was the 48th year. And it always looks really cool, but I've never been a part of it. So I decided, well, me and two of my friends decided to do it. So we all went out and did the race. And I kind of just wanted to recap it and talk about that a little bit. So I it's 7 miles and there are a good amount of inclines during the race. And I finished in 1 hour, 1 minute, and 50 seconds. So my pace was about 8:50. Well, no, it was 8:50 exactly. I finished 275th overall out of about like 1,700, 1,800 people. And I finished 61st overall in my age group. So from ages 19 to 29, I finished 61st overall. So I'm honestly pretty happy with how I did. I was aiming for an 8:30 pace, and I did think I was going to finish a little bit faster. I was hoping to go below 58 minutes. So obviously I missed that by 3, almost 4 minutes, but it's okay. I can't be mad. This was my first ever race. The race also it occurs at 1 p.m. So it was hot. It wasn't too hot. It could have been worse, but it was like high 70s and the sun was out. So you get pretty hot, you get pretty tired. But overall, I am happy with how I did. And I cannot say that I held back at all. Like, I truly believe that I performed to the best of my abilities. I mean, during during miles 2 to 5 was when I ran the fastest. My pace was below an 8:20 for the most part. Well, it was actually, no, my pace was ranging from 8:20 to 8:35, but for the first 2 miles, my pace was like 7:50 to 8 minutes. But some of that was downhill. So I'd say that my peak performance was from miles 2 to 5, and I felt pretty good. I paced myself well. I did have to walk a couple times, but I only walked for about 20 seconds each time, and it was more so to gather and my breath and just like regain composure and everything. And the last stretch, so the last mile of this race is notoriously very tough. It's been written about in the runners magazines as one of the hardest inclines in like all US races. And not the hardest, but one of the hardest. And the last so when you approach the last mile, the first half mile, is a hill. It's about 0.40, miles of just a straight incline. Literally, like, it's a high incline. I couldn't tell you what the exact like percentage grade is, but it's a really tough incline. So, and that's after running 6 full miles. Now you have to do that. So, or running, yeah. Wait, let me think about that. Yeah. After 6 miles, you have to go do that. Okay, because the total race is about like 7.1, I think. So it was tough, and I did walk up it twice, but for the most part, I ran right up that thing and I killed the hill. I'm very happy with how I did. Like, my pace for the last mile was about, I think it was 9:18, and I'm pretty happy with that because that last mile is really tough. And so once you get to the hill, or to the top of the hill, then you have just half a mile just straight, perfectly straight, no incline, no decline, whatever, perfectly straight down to the finish line. And that was probably the most tired I've ever been. There were so many points where I just wanted to stop and walk, but I was like, no, like, I'm going to thank myself for running. So I went and I ran it, and I'm very happy with how I performed. To be honest, I love this sport so much. Like, I really do love running. I love challenging myself. I love the fact that there are so many people so much better than me, and I just want to try to get better and better and better and hopefully win a race one day. But I'm just going to keep trying to get better. I'm going to do this race every single year because it's really fun, and the entire setup is awesome. I love it. It's just takes place right in Litchfield, Connecticut, like right in the center green area. It's just nice old town. It's beautiful, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm happy with how I did. I think, like I said, yeah, I really think that I gave it my all. I really do. I do believe I could have done it at an 8:30 pace. Well, okay, I want to say I could have done it at an 8:30 pace, but I'm really happy with the 8:50. Like, I've practiced on the course, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, but I've done the actual run through, like the actual course all the way through. I've done that twice. One time my pace was 9:13, and then the other time I had an 8:45 pace, but the thing was, there was one point where I stopped my Strava for at least 5 minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes. I stopped it after running 5 miles because I was so burnt out. I couldn't do it anymore. And so 8:45, but that was not a legit 8:45. And then the other few times when I ran the course, I was just doing parts of the course. Like there was one time I did 1/3 of the course, so about 2.5 miles roughly. And I did that in like a low 8 pace, which I was pretty happy with. But, you know, that's not the full race. So full race, 8:50 pace, 275th overall. I'm not mad, but I know that I can do a lot better, and I know that I can get a lot better at running. So I'm just going to stay disciplined, stay dialed, stay consistent, and just keep putting in the work. And I'm going to find another race soon. So that is my first ever race. That's the recap of my first ever race. And I'm excited to run more, get faster, and do some more races. Stay consistent, because 2 months ago when I started, well, let's say 3 months ago, the first ever times that I really ran this year, I was running 12-minute miles, like 12-minute miles. And now I'm running 8 to 9-minute miles. I wouldn't say effortlessly, but that's my standard right now is 8 to 9-minute miles. And I was not doing that. Like I remember back in February, maybe even early March, I wasn't being consistent with running, but I was like, you know what, let me just go run as far as I can. I did 6 miles at a 14-minute pace. 14 minutes. I think it was like 14:50. It was bad. Like I was walking a lot. I couldn't do it. But I just stayed consistent, and just from running 3 times a week, now I'm out here doing 8-9-minute miles for an extended period of time. And I know that next year at this time, I'm going to be below 8. I'm going to be sub 8-minute miles. Hopefully next year when I do this race, I could be somewhere in the 7:30, 7:45 range, which I think is very doable. I think that that is an ambitious goal, but I also think that it's very achievable. So basically, I only said all this just to say that you need to stay consistent, and that you are going to get better over time, no matter what it is that you were trying to do. If you keep working towards that goal, you are going to get better, and eventually you're going to achieve it. You're going to surpass your previous standards. You're going to surpass your previous performances. So stay disciplined, stay consistent, keep working, and believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You have to know that what you want is possible. That's all I got.